It's so easy to forget that you're doing something for yourself when there's so readily numbers attached to it. But ultimately, I keep going because it is for me. I just haven't actually always realized the ways in which it has been for me and how I keep choosing that it is for me. So, hi, I'm Felicia. I currently have 900 subscribers here on YouTube, and I have been at it for ever since August of 2024. So, about a year and a half, maybe a little over that. And you might look at that and like some people are going to say like, wow, that's so much. Some people are going to say like, wow, that's like not a lot. But it's actually, I'm realizing more and more just each and every person's personal journey. And I'm also realizing more and more that there's only lessons within this time frame and these exact moments that like only I can learn in these exact circumstances. So, source is waiting for me to learn these lessons and fully implement them before moving on because, had I had maybe earlier success or other other ways of success like earlier on, I might have thought about this entire experiment a little differently or looked at it differently or attached to it differently. So ultimately, I know it's like putting me on the exact timeline that I should be on. And that's just what I keep holding on to. But it's so nuanced because there's obviously waves where I do feel pretty detached from it. And normally I can access that detachment a lot more when I feel more so at the bottom because when I feel like things aren't doing as well as I maybe think they should, or I get in my head like, what am I doing? I'm so like, I'm only at 900 subscribers, whatever. When I start using that language a little bit more, I can get to the bottom of the question of like, okay, does this mean you're going to quit? Does this mean you don't want to? And then I'm able to fully realize, like, no, this is just for me, go through that spiral, and then just create for me. And typically, out of that place, a video will tend to do really well because I'm fully detached from it. And then I still feel attached to when it goes well. Like sometimes I don't. And I don't even recognize that I feel attached to it going well because I'm just like, well, of course, like I learned this lesson. And then it'll start like, because it's just waves, it'll drop again, or the next video won't do so well. And then I realize, oh, I'm still attached to it doing well. And I continue to have to remind myself, like, you are just doing it for you and you're just showing up for you. And I think it can be really difficult because there's not a lot online where you're hearing from people who have been in it for a really long time and like still are under 1,000 subscribers. Like, I just feel like people at that point either realize it isn't for them, they're not doing it for themselves, there's something else that they would rather be doing with their time because they were just after that success. And that's completely fine to desire and want and to realize, like, oh, this isn't it. That could be with anything. So they quit, or, yeah, like they do think it is really for them, but they let the numbers grab a hold of them and attach to them, and then they let that mean that they're not good and they shouldn't be creating in whatever medium, and they slowly let their dreams sort of die off until another outside spark maybe, oh, they forget that they were so attached to how bad it went that years later it might spark again and be like, I really did want to try YouTube, like I should just do that again. And unless they've gotten over that hurdle of just like really internalizing that it's just for them, they're just going to quit again. And I, before I started, I definitely was at like, this is just for me. But then it's so easy to start attaching, oh, monetization would be really cool. Oh, like just having this bigger community and talking to like-minded people, and the people that I have met, even in this smaller container of subscribers, like the people I have been able to interact with and actually comment and have watched so many of my videos and have such like-minded energy and yeah, just connection, truly. Like, I just think that is so cool, and I can't wait to see what that looks like later, but I'm also just really thankful for it now, and I just keep coming back to the fact that I am just doing it for myself, and it's also allowing me to dissolve all the ways in which I thought I should be doing it, or how I wanted to perceive it, I guess. Like, I can definitely tell it's shifting, and I it's weird. It's interesting to see yourself go through something like this, and you do genuinely just keep choosing yourself, and then you just get to a point like I feel like I'm at, where it's just all or bust. You know, like, I'm just gonna do this until I don't want to, and the numbers don't really matter. And I am fully aware that I will still probably go through the spiral of detaching and like, I don't know, reattaching, forgetting, and then remembering and letting it go again. Like, that's probably going to happen through the whole way, because it's a breath and it's always a spiral. You're always going to be coming back towards the same things. But the more it happens, the closer it becomes, and the more innate the truth deepens of like, this is just for me, and this is just for my creative expression, and to do something that feels raw and honest, and like, that is just such a gift to myself, truly, is really all it is. And so if it's a gift to myself, then I can't like mess it up or do it wrong. I can only like, or like not be in a certain spot at a certain time in like a bad way. Like, oh, I guess some tree pollen or something. But yeah, it just feels like this constant cycle of remembering that I'm doing it for myself, and the numbers don't really matter. And I know I've probably said this before, but that's why I'm just reminding you that it's a cycle, and it's okay if it feel if you're in another spot where you think, oh, the numbers do matter and it's doing well, and like, you're attached to that. It's okay to find yourself there and remember that it doesn't matter, and that you are just doing it for you. And it's beautiful to continue showing up for yourself and deepening your connection to your source and to your creative like ideas, and to recognize that you always just have new ideas, and you have new ways of wanting to express those ideas. And I don't know, it just feels like this beautiful attempt at knowing yourself. And sorry if you can hear my chickens going crazy. But yeah, I just want you to know that it's okay wherever you're at in your journey. Like, it truly doesn't matter. There's probably a lesson here that only you could learn here in this moment. And you don't need to rush the lesson. Potentially, if you are like, oh, like, what is it? What could it be? I want to get there. Like, that energy probably won't make it happen, because I feel like so much of it is radical acceptance of exactly where you're at and being okay with where you're at. And then that's typically when things tend to move. But just being open to, okay, if I have a lesson here, like, can it be known to me? Can you show me? Like, can source show me what I'm meant to learn in this space? And the thing is, I feel like we have all these big breakthroughs and these big aha moments, and we're like always after these aha moments and breakthroughs because they're fun. It's fun to like have a moment where you see all the pieces clicking together. But I think really we don't actually allow space for breakthroughs as often as we can. I feel like we can get to this point where we're just so fed up with our frustration and so fed up with the way we feel that we just almost want to toss everything away. And that's actually radically accepting where you're at. And that's when something happens and then you're like, oh, okay. But it's really only happens because you've made space for that to happen. Like you've given it, you've showed up with this energy of like, I just want this figured out. And so it figures it out for you. Or reveals something new to you that it's been wanting to show you or something. And so what happens when you actually intentionally start taking that space every single day to drop in and see where you're at and create and like pull from this source is that you realize that it's just endless. And like that breakthroughs can actually happen all the time if you're perpetually radically accepting where you're at that day. And every frustration and every thing that comes up within your journey is typically just trying to tell you something. And I feel like we resist what it's trying to say so much. And really, we just need to be asking what it's trying to say almost every day. Like, what are you trying to tell me? And like actually listening to your body and to your heart and to source and like what is coming through. And just learning and realizing that so much can continue to come through when you show up and create that space. And when that happens, it almost feels like days happen in weeks, or like weeks happen in days, rather. Days happen in hours. Like, I swear yesterday feels like a million years ago sometimes, just because I feel so deeply dropped into exactly where I'm at lately and just fully accepting like where I'm at on my journey, and that I can be grateful and detached. I can just be happy that this is where I'm at, and detached when it rises or lowers or whatever. Like, it doesn't actually mean anything about me, but still sending gratefulness to the community that's showing up and watching and listening, of course. And if you're here, hi, like liking my video, subscribing, like that really does help me as a very small channel. And I literally never, except lately, share those like call to actions because I just feel like it's YouTube. They know what to do, but truly, like, it's just me still trying to hide in certain ways, because I'm just learning lately how to be a little bit more bold and share my truth a little bit more candidly. And I don't know, I'm on a crazy journey in terms of like just myself in general, but also astrologically. And I really should talk about my very first astrological reading I've had this year. I feel like it was so pivotal, but I'm still sitting with it and rewatching it and taking notes every time because it's just been so fascinating to me, and it's just helped me understand so much of myself. And I feel like it's just continuing to open this doorway as often as I can. And the people that I see and look up to are doing it daily. And I just admire them so much. And I'm starting to see why that works. And like, I don't know, it's starting to go from a really intimidating thing to something I feel like I could do, or I am kind of doing. Like, I'm writing a journal entry Substack article every day, and that feels doable. And then now I've added doing activation audios for my kitchen sink series, which is now closed, but stay tuned, because I definitely want to run more stuff like this. It's just like that's also been a whole journey that'll have to be a whole different episode of just identity and how I see myself so differently stepping into this role and just being this role and not thinking about it for the years I was thinking about it and like trying to be so hard. And now it's just like I just simply am. Like that's it, But what was I saying? Oh yeah, like I do write my daily Substack, but I also really love YouTube, obviously. And I'm like, why not put more energy there? Why not open up that channel more? Like, why, you know, how can I make it less hard? And it really is by just sharing what's on my mind and not editing as much, not perfecting everything. And it feels different and weird, but it feels raw and right and like in a good way. Like it just feels like this doorway to channel literally channel myself a little bit more and challenge what all I think I can do. Because right now, or like in the past, I don't think it was a lot. And now I'm just stepping into a different energy where it feels like I have a lot more to give easily and abundantly. And so I want to tap into that ease and abundance and just continue sharing and continue challenging myself to share more and share real. And maybe it feels weird, maybe it feels scary. But ultimately, yeah, it's all for myself, so I can't lose. And if there's anything on your heart and mind that you're wanting to do, like for yourself, do it for yourself. Like, don't let the numbers not let you do it, because I wouldn't be here if I was letting the numbers control me. I definitely would have probably given up. I definitely would have gotten in my own head at some point and just been like, I must not be good. But I'm not, I don't know, I'm just actually not really here to be good. I'm here to share my truth. And I know my truth is good. So that's all. But yeah, I just wanted to check in today and share that little download. So I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.